Geez, even on video, this looks dangerous.
This is how to tackle steep hills with Underdog off-road.
Almost.
On sand, you want to keep your wheels in the ruts to minimise resistance, making driving easier. And in slippery terrain, such as wet clay or mud, you want to keep your wheels in the tracks to reduce the risk of sliding sideways. But on this particular hill, the ruts are full of this loose gravel, so it's straddling where you find your traction. Every hill needs assessing differently, so you need to look where the best traction is. Is it going to increase my rolling resistance? Am I confident that I won't slide into something? And what are the consequences if I do slide into that rut, hole or tree? When backing down after you haven't made it, you'll pretty much always find it easier to follow the ruts as they provide good steering guidance and prevent you from going sideways. Cars always have a front brake bias, so it'll brake your front wheels harder than your rear wheels. This is ideal for slowing your vehicle down while travelling in the forwards direction. However, it's not so good when reversing down a hill. On these sorts of angles, your rear wheels have far more traction than your front wheels, so you'll find yourself locking your front wheel up in your all-wheel drive or two-wheel drive vehicle. And when the fronts lock up, you lose steering, which is not ideal. The way to increase your rear braking is to use your hand brake more than your foot brake. This tip isn't as important on four-wheel drives, where your front and rear wheels are locked together, and it goes all the way out the window in your L series, which has a front handbrake, not a rear handbrake. But on Subarus, Falcons, and other all-wheel drive or two-wheel drives, this is a very useful tip. When you find yourself losing traction, the best thing to do is maintain a steady throttle. Erratic boot falls of power, just breaking traction, digging holes and making people look more challenging than it really is.
Whoop!
Steady RPM is how you find traction and make a hill look less challenging. High wheel speed when you suddenly find traction is how you break things off-road. Ideally, I would have kept the RPM a little lower than what I did in this section, but it was just low enough to get through. Normally, I would not advise attempting a U-turn on the side of a hill, but on this particular hill, there are many trees up the top which prevent you from reaching level ground. Got no idea why there's so few tracks up here. And it's a long, windy reverse down, so I would not attempt this particular hill in a vehicle with a high centre of gravity, but I'm fairly confident in the Subaru's low centre of gravity. You want to plan ahead and find the least steep, most practical turnaround spot where you've got clear area and nothing's in your way. Then you want to take it really slow. You don't want the vehicle to slide, if possible. If the vehicle was to begin an uncontrollable slide, your only hope would be letting off the brake and hoping the car spins around in time. But fortunately, we didn't even get close to that today. Spotters are important. and so is taking time to enjoy the view. A few words of wisdom.
I'll walk down so I can get some video, but if you start going sideways, because your back wheel is rough, at the steering sound, you need to release your brakes until you get over the other side of the run. Like, fully take them off, but just get over it, and then try to slow down again.
So basically go down at a smooth speed and first low range, and try and avoid erratic braking and locking wheels up.
I'll walk down and I'll get some video of you going sideways. Well, not going sideways, hopefully, but...
Obviously I start off by just ignoring all of this, erratically braking, locking wheels up, and you can see I don't have much steering. Car sort of goes in a good direction, but I keep sliding into rocks and stuff. Good job, past Josh. Once I start going down at a much smoother speed, you can see steering comes back and it's all under control again.
That's the tricky part.
Note here how every time I do a small slide, I slam on the brake, which turns a small slide into a big slide, and the situation just gets worse.
You're gonna have to let go of your brakes, Josh.
As soon as I let off the brake and drive down smoothly, I can steer straight out of that hole.
Can you let them off? Yeah, there we go.
The most impressive thing about this entire video is how steady the camera stays even while falling over. Such dedication.
So steep you can't even bloody stand.
And right at the end, I finally go down with the confidence I should have used for the rest of the hill. Thanks for watching another Underdog off-road video.